good with my promise, kid.
What the hell was that?
You think you're the only person who can stand up for Thea?
I'm trying to figure out why you're standing up to me.
All right, maybe we just need to throttle back.
No, we need this. Oliver, you were gone. Dead. At least we thought you were. And we had to go on with our lives, and doing that meant not doing things your way.
Fine. I'm back now.
That doesn't mean that we can go back. And you do not have the right to come back here and question everyone's choices.
Just let me know if there's any change in her condition.
Welcome. Thanks, man. Welcome to Kansas City.
I'm so sorry I'm late. I took a 10-minute break to have some Kansas City barbecue.
Yeah, I got the email from Kirk with the panel list of who's going to moderate which panel. And I was like, oh, cool! I've got Stephen Amell. Oh crap! I got to do sit-ups. The workout that you have on the show. I mean,
Yeah.
That's got to be pretty grueling.
It's pretty grueling. I mean, it's like if Oliver has to know how to speak Russian, or if Oliver has to know how to shoot a bow and arrow. Like, all of these things are things that we build into the infrastructure of the show. And the fitness is something that we build into the infrastructure of the show. You know, I get scheduled workouts every week, which is good, I guess.
Some fans appreciate it, I think. Speaking of which, we're just gonna throw it open here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's start right there with you.
How did you get to the front of the line?
We got here a while ago.
Okay.
Hi, I was wondering if you watched Doctor Who, and if you did, who's your favorite Doctor?
The short answer is no. Okay? The long answer is that I save television shows like people save bottles of wine. Okay? I've got a couple in the wine fridge right now. I have Oz in the wine fridge. I have Doctor Who in the wine fridge. This is a hypothetical wine fridge, by the way. What else do I have that I really want to? Oh God, it just ended. Motorcycles. What's happening?
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. That one's in the wine fridge too. So the Supernatural is. God, I only have so much time. That show's been on the air for 12 seasons or whatever it is. No, I know it's 10. But clearly my favorite character from Doctor Who is Captain Jack. Thank you for your question.
Yes, sir.
If you could be a part of any other show and play any character, what show would it be and who?
I want to be on Mad Men. So here's a true story, and I've told it before, but I rewatch Mad Men. And when I was rewatching my favorite episode, which is the final episode of season 4, Tomorrowland it's called. Mad Men fans, anywhere? Well, there's a scene in that episode where this beautiful girl walks into the office, and she's so beautiful that it basically arrests the office. Everyone starts coming into the office that she's in, and no one's getting any work done. And we're now married. It's a true story. The third time I was watching that episode, I paused it, I looked up the actress on IMDb, and she is now my wife.
That's how you do it.
Thanks, man.
First of all, thank you so much for coming to Planet Comicon Kansas City.
Thank you.
If you could pick any Marvel or DC character and play them in a movie, who would you be and why?
Play them in a movie. Boy, oh boy. It would be too easy to say Ra's al Ghul, right? DC character to play in a movie. The Riddler. Standalone Riddler movie. It's about time a villain got a movie. Don't you think? By the way, who's against this concept? I know that fundamentally the villain is not supposed to be a protagonist, but I mean, wasn't Breaking Bad like the greatest show ever? And Walter White's a villain, so shouldn't there be like a Riddler movie? Yeah, The Riddler.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have any inside knowledge, but I feel like that might happen eventually.
Hello.
Hi.
You have amazing fans, and I want to know, what is the most outrageous thing you've ever been asked to do in a photo op?
You know, photo ops are so fast, well, aside from the tutu, okay? Okay, which was great. Put on the tutu, don't smile, look straight ahead, and just pretend like nothing is happening. That was lovely in Dallas. I really appreciated it. And my buddy Nick sent me a photo of my cousin Robbie with the two of you in the tutu. So anyhow, the most outrageous thing actually was someone when I was in Dallas last year. What year is it? It feels weird to say last year was 2014.
It was, yeah.
Things are just melding together at this point. In 2014, someone had me write a proposal. Yeah. And so I wrote the proposal, and his soon-to-be theoretical fiance was standing next to him, and I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yes." So I wrote the proposal, and he handed it to her, and she said no. No, she didn't. I'm kidding. And then they came back to say hi this year, and they are about to get married. So that was the most outrageous thing, because I got nervous. And if I'm getting nervous, I feel like that makes it outrageous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's the most outrageous thing you've had to do on the show so far that really made you kind of sit back and
Oh
think
boy,
for a second?
you know it's a terrible thing to say, and I'm guilty of sort of the newness of an episode affecting me. And I know that it's sort of a cop-out to say the episode that we just filmed, but episode 320 is called The Fallen, and it is the most outrageous episode that we have ever done on the show. We had 3 or 4 scenes that, for Oliver, were just a fundamental departure from the way that he normally is. So for me, getting into episode 66 of the show, that's really fun because I want to do new things. But boy, episode 320 is outrageous. Yeah.
No spoilers?
No spoilers.
Hi.
The whole thing takes place in Nanda Parbat. What? Sorry.
Sorry if this is a controversial subject, but Marvel or DC?
What do you expect me to say? I will say this. I'm circling a movie that's not a Marvel movie. I don't want to allude to anything or establish any rumors, but I'm circling a movie, and as homework for myself, and this is one of the things I do, I'm rewatching all of Phase 1 of Marvel. Culminating with the Avengers, which I'm halfway through at the moment, and I'm really excited to finish on the plane. I've seen it like 8 times, but DC, of course, DC.
Thank you.
Marvel's pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Really good.
Hi. I was just wondering, with all the conventions that you've been a part of, what is the best and worst parts of participating in conventions like this?
You know, the best parts are when we're filming, we're in the soup. You know, you're so far into the forest that it's difficult to see the trees. So when you come out to, I've never been to Kansas City, so it's really neat to come to a part of the United States that you've never been, and to have a room full of people that are big fans of the show. And so that's the best part. The worst part is that typically I don't have enough time. So I'm usually tired when I'm here. But I mean, there are so many positives, and I struggle for negatives. Thank you.
And you there was a network thing this weekend. You almost didn't make it, and you made extra effort to.
I wrapped on Friday evening at 11 o'clock. I took a 6 a.m. flight to Los Angeles, where it was 92 degrees yesterday. Okay, we had a Paley Festival, and then we had a fun dinner with the Arrow and Flash cast. And then I hopped on a red eye from LA to Chicago, and apparently I sat on my seatbelt buckle because I got up and I was limping.
Oh.
And then I hopped Chicago to Kansas City, and then I'm back in Vancouver tonight and filming tomorrow. Oh, God. But I'm so happy to be here. It's totally worth it. Thank you, everybody.
We do appreciate the effort.
Loki or Thor?
Loki or Thor?
Loki.
Mr. Amell, I don't mean to steer this away
Is
from
my
you.
father here?
I was raised respectful. I don't mean to steer this away from you, but you're so wonderfully open on Facebook that I feel like we follow you, I follow you at least, so much that my question is about your cast. Seeing Thea and Laurel rise more to be kind of badass women, do you help them in their training, or what do they have to go through to be what they have become now?
Well, everyone sort of takes their cue from me because I was the first
because
one.
Your abs
because
say,
I, well,
hey.
thank you. No, but because I was the first one to do it. You know, I was the first one to go through the process, and you know, it could have been a show where the actors didn't want to do stunts, but because I want to do as many as possible, everyone else feels obligated or pressured or enthusiastic about doing as many stunts as possible. You know, Katie Lotz threw herself into stunts, and she's an incredible athlete. Katie Cassidy has been so enthusiastic.
They're both so
Willa
small and
Willa
cute.
has been great. I mean, Willa out there fighting on Leanne Yu, fighting with Slade Wilson. That was spoiler alert. That was amazing. And even Emily, like Emily doesn't get to do enough. But it's funny, if Emily is ever showing off her shoulder, they have to put the scar on for the bullet wound that she has. Everyone on the show has scars, is the moral of the story.
Do they ask you for advice on how to become what you are?
No, they don't ask me for advice, but I'm there for them if they need me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you done any on-set salmon ladder challenges with anybody else? I mean, does anybody come in?
No
like
one
a
has the
little
balls
friendly...
to challenge me on the salmon ladder. Pardon me. There are kids here.
Okay, 2 questions.
That's a
First
great
question
shirt, by the
is
way.
that, oh, thank you. First question is, like, you and the female characters on your show have, like, such chemistry, and I was wondering, like, how, like, you made that seem so real.
Because we're friends. You know, I've been on television shows where people don't like each other. And as a viewer, there's just something about the interaction. Even if these people are supposed to be deeply in love, there's going to be something missing. You might not know what it is. It's that the people don't like each other. You have to be friends because there are friendly and familiar things that you do when you're friendly with someone that come across on screen.
Okay, and second question, would you be able to take a selfie with me right now?
Yeah, I'll take a selfie at the end with you.
Okay.
I'll do it at the end. We'll do it at the side.
Okay.
You're the only one.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
See you after the panel.
Okay, someone stole my original question.
So
Yeah.
while you're thinking of a new one, can you show the audience how the wing comes out?
I already have another question.
Okay.
And then I'll show.
show us the
Yeah,
wings,
sorry.
show us the wings.
Yeah, I'll show the wings. Ready?
That is cool.
Thank you very much. This is my first fabrication, which makes me feel really happy that you would ask me to do that. But I have a question for you. Sorry.
Okay.
I have a question for you. Marvel has kind of taken over the movie, the feature film business, and DC has kind of domineered the TV series business.
Okay.
My question is, do you think DC should just stay, should kind of just stay in the silver screen, the TV series, or do you think they should try harder into becoming feature films?
Well, I mean, they have so many plans on the film side. I know that the motto at DC doesn't necessarily extend to television versus film. The motto is an overall motto. But, that being said, we have Arrow, we have Flash, we have Constantine, we have Gotham.
My question is more
We have
should they focus more on the TV than the film, or should they try to focus more on the film?
I think that you should focus on making the best content possible.
Okay.
Thank
you.
And for me, as much as I love movies, House of Cards coming out might as well have been a national holiday for me. Because here you have, a David Fincher-led 13-episode, 12-episode, whatever it is, drama that comes out. And what are you looking? You're looking at like almost 12 hours of content that you can just sit and enjoy and watch immediately at midnight.
I think it's interesting that the model has changed so much that allows you to do that with Daredevil coming out as a 13.
I'm really fired. I think Daredevil is going to be exceptional. Stephen Amell is doing it, who did Spartacus, and I just think that, I'm super jealous of the Netflix model because they do fewer episodes and they can do more violence. Maybe show a boob here and there. I don't even know. I don't know. But I will say that DC, Marvel really focuses on everything is inclusionary. Everything exists in the same universe. And as exciting as that is, I think that every once in a while it limits you in ways that you don't necessarily expect. It would be great for Henry Cavill to stroll into the Arrow Cave and be like, how you guys doing? But at the same time, making the Arrow universe the best universe that it can possibly be with standalone characters and its own mythology and its own set of codes and ethics, I think makes our show the best show that it can be.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
With the different hero characters that we've had show up in that universe so far, and we know that there's a possibility that you could cross over with Supergirl and
Sure.
maybe with Titans. We know Vixen is coming in as an animated picture that's part of that.
Yeah, I just did the voice work for Vixen.
Are you going to be a regular, or is that just the first episode?
If they want me to do it, I'll do it, for sure. It took like 8 minutes.
Are we...
We want you to say a bunch of lines in the Arrow voice. We've booked you for an hour. Okay, I'm done in 8 minutes.
Oh, wow. Are we seeing, some people have wondered if we're seeing the beginning of a television Justice League, but I'm wondering if it may be closer to Justice Society or The Outsiders, because there's so much of your show that gets compared to the Batman mythology. Ra's al Ghul is there and all of that. Are we looking at the build-up to an Outsiders?
Well, we have another show coming next year. Spoiler alert. And it is a collection of characters from both the Arrow and Flash universes that, if all goes well, is going to launch mid-season next year. So you'll have 3 shows, plus Supergirl. Because Glenn Winter, who is an awesome director on our show, and my good friend, is directing Supergirl, so it's going to go to series. Okay, I'm just going to tell you now. I feel like, call it whatever you want, but I feel like we already have a Justice Society, Outsiders. I feel like it already exists.
It's just the name isn't there yet.
Yeah, the name's not there.
Speaking of which, when are you going to start playing Green Arrow? Everybody else has their name now. We've heard, Arsenal has his code
Arsenal
name.
has his name. There was Canary, and then there was Black Canary, and there was Diggle, and it's still Diggle, and there was... And Thea is moving in a very speedy direction. But I don't know, man. I do know, but I don't know.
Okay. Yes. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes.
First off, I just want to say thanks for coming out. I know it's your first time.
Of course, man.
It's my first time, so I came just for you. So
Atta
thanks,
way.
man. You're awesome. Also, I wanted to say that we follow you on Facebook. So thanks. It makes us feel like we're important. So that's awesome. And so my question is, when are we going to see you on Supernatural?
When are we going to see me on Supernatural?
Yes.
I pitched an idea yesterday to the president of Warner Brothers TV, Greg Berlanti, who runs Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, just did Pan. He's a genius. And Mark Pedowitz, who runs the CW. And I pitched something called Fan Fiction Live.
Oh my God.
Okay? Everyone likes fan fiction, right? You'd be amazed. These guys didn't know what it was. They're like, fan fiction? I'm like, yeah, fan fiction. Like, what does that even mean? And I said, people hand me full scripts. And so I pitched an idea that we would take Arrow and Supernatural and write a fan fiction crossover episode and do a live reading. And they were tepid. They don't understand how awesome it would be yet.
That would
They
be
will.
so cool.
That'd be really cool, right?
It would be. Well, the possibilities of.
If I
of
was sitting
any
up here
kind
with
of
Jared
story.
Padalecki and Jensen Ackles reading us. Exactly.
And you do it live, and some of your advertisers.
Yeah, someone
then,
sponsors it, we
donate to
stream
your
it, we
charities.
put it. Look, it would get a better rating on the CW than Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, let's be honest. No one is recording me saying that, right?
Didn't hear a word.
I love Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I do.
That would be good as a fundraiser for your charity work, because you do a lot
Yeah,
of
that'd
that
be really
too.
that'd be really cool. I mean, from a charitable angle, I think that'd be neat.
Seriously.
As for Supernatural, look, if I would love to be on it. I hope before it's over, the boys just have me come on and I don't know, bring them water or something.
I mean, you don't even have to be Arrow. You could just be a guest star fighting.
Yeah, I could
cats.
just I could
Be a
be
demon
in
or
the
something.
background, just
Yeah.
staring directly into the camera. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Robbie asked for somebody to ask at your panel who you think would win in a fight, your character or his.
Arrow or Firestar?
Experience.
Well,
Let's
now
go with
see,
experience.
His
Oh,
answer.
neat. You can light yourself on fire, whatever.
Yeah, that was his answer. He goes, "I have powers." That's what he said.
I'm just hoping that before the end of the season, the two of us get to share the screen together. That's what I'm hoping.
Now,
Shot what? Yeah, we can talk about whatever you want.
because Robbie in his panel said that you guys shot something together, not something that the fans are asking for.
There's a really cool ad coming out for the CW called Superhero Fight Club. So imagine that for a second. And that's what it is. But no, Robbie and I have been in the business for, almost a decade each, and we've never shared the screen together. I think he's a wonderful actor, and I would love to act with him. So I hope that happens.
I don't know if it was Greg Berlanti or Mark Guggenheim was saying that now that you've done the crossover with Flash.
Yep.
And it has been proven to work that you can have powers in the more grounded of the two shows.
Yep.
That the door has kind of been nudged open a little
Kicked
bit
open.
more. Kicked open. So besides Firestorm, are there other powered villains or heroes that you would like to see show up on your side of the street?
There aren't any particular heroes or villains that I would like to see show up. We do, in I think episode 19 this year, Team Arrow goes up against a metahuman, which is cool.
That is cool.
I can't say who it is, and I don't engage. It's not me. I can't. I'm on the sidelines. There are big things happening with the show. Very, very big things. And just without spoiling anything, I will say that I think that the greatest moment in the history of the show will be the trailer that we show at Comic-Con next year. I really do. Because after 3 seasons and 69 episodes, what was that?
Just show it now.
We haven't filmed it yet. After 3 seasons and 69 episodes, we are going to fundamentally change the show at the grassroots level, and I think it's going to be cool. Yes?
2 quick things. We're involved in a nonprofit organization that promotes positive body image, and it's called Rebel. We often ask people to tell us one thing that they love about themselves, so could you tell me one thing that you love about yourself?
I'm an actor. I could go on forever. Oh, geez. How do you answer this? How do people answer this question without sounding a little self-involved?
The whole point is just to celebrate something that you love about yourself.
I like my eyes.
Awesome.
You know what I like? I like my gray hair. It's coming in fast and furious all over my head, and I can't wait for the call from the CW where they're like, hey, how about you start coloring your hair? And I go, hey, I didn't even pick up the phone.
Second thing, we brought you shirts, one for you and one for you to give to Colton. When would be the best time to give
That'd
you
be
that?
awesome. I'll take it right now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
All right, Stephen, how are you today?
I'm okay.
It's good to see you. 2 things. 1, what was one of the most challenging things about Arrow in an Arrow process and how you overcome them? And 2, I remember our conversation about the idea that you had with combining the Arrow, Gotham, Flash universes together. Could you share that idea?
Well, I mean, that's just an idea. You know, look, I'm all for crossovers. I'm a fan of television, you know, and when you do crossovers, it's awesome. I got a chance to sit and watch the Flash Arrow crossovers, you know, with a group of people. And when people from another show show up, there's cheering and it's cool and something's different, and that's, you know, that's exciting. The most challenging part about pulling off Arrow was really selling the idea that a guy with no superpowers can hold his own as a superhero. So I really felt like people were going to have to believe that I could, you know, kick butt.
And you kick butt so much.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Mr. Fury?
Someone stole my question. Please exit the donut. Someone stole my question from earlier, but I came in with another one. I like the interaction between you and the character Diggle. Soul Brothers have to represent. So, well, what's one of your favorite episodes or moments there with the character Diggle?
I'm sorry, say again?
What's one of the favorite moments or with the character Diggle?
Favorite moment with
Favorite moments for I mean, David has his own, you know, we did it last year with the episode The Suicide Squad, and we have an episode this year coming up called Suicidal Tendencies, where the Suicide Squad rides again. And I mean, personally, I think David is so talented and so capable, and when he gets a moment to have his own episode, so to speak, or to be in the A story, I'm grateful from the standpoint of having days off, and I'm grateful from the standpoint that people love the Diggle character. I mean, you don't just... Diggle was called Diggle because Andy Diggle wrote Green Arrow Year One. Diggle didn't exist in the Green Arrow canon before he appeared in our pilot, and now he does. Now they've written him into the comic. So, you know, there's no particular moment for David that I'm particularly fond of, but I will say that there are things happening in the episodes that we're filming right now that are going to alter Oliver and Diggle's relationship, Oliver and John's relationship, forever. Forever.
Is that when John gets powers and becomes the...
When he becomes Green Lantern? No, it's not what it is.
Have you guys talked about using any of the Denny O'Neil, Neil Adams run? Because the shows that there's been a little bit of a touch with Speedy having the drug problem early in the show.
We use everything. They use everything. It's whatever they can pull from Green Arrow lore, or however they can use Green Arrow lore to misdirect people. You know, having Sarah Lance as the first canary, or maybe Laurel and Sarah's mom was the first canary. Who knows? Yeah. I just want to see Alex Kingston in fishnets.
Oh, absolutely.
like really, really badly.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I mean, this is amazing. So, my question is, on set, tell me about gag reels, outtakes, anything funny that's happened.
Well, I mean, it went, you know, David and I have a thing where right before a take, we just yell, "What's in the box?" What's in the box? From the movie Seven. What's in the box? And David sent me a, after my mom died on the show, David sent me a photo of the coffin saying, "What's in the box?" Sorry to Susanna Thompson if she's watching this, but it was funny. The gag reel is going to go next level because of how much John Barrowman is now interacting with. That guy's next level. That guy's, I don't even know, I don't know where he gets his energy from. I don't want to know. But, I mean, he just brings such a levity and I mean, I really wish there should be a sequence on the gag reel where it shows us laughing hysterically right up until the moment that they call action. Because that happens all the time. You know, everyone's talking, laughing, joking, making fart noises, and then they call action, and then away we go.
Dead silence. Then the last quick thing, I've had a lot of people ask and heard a lot of things. What do you think about the hairpiece that you wear for the flashbacks? Does it go well? Do you like the way it looks?
It is what it is.
Fair enough.
Thank you. I will say, though, speaking of hair, get a new haircut on the show very soon, which I'm quite excited for. It's happening on Tuesday. You'll know it when you see it.
Is the Van Dyke coming? Is the goatee coming?
No, I'm never going a goatee. Unless I do, which is possible.
Hi. First off, I want to say that you have made me absolutely fall in love with Green Arrow. And second of all, my heart was broken when I found out that John couldn't make it. So I just want to know what your favorite part about working with him is and what your favorite scene to film with him was.
You know, John is... First of all, every scene that I do with John Barrowman is... It makes me better as an actor because there's a daringness and a panache to the way that he performs. He doesn't act, he performs. And taking those chances, I feel like has broadened my character. You know, there's a line where I think it was actually in the most recent episode, in 315, where, you know, I say something to Thea, and she says, "Are you really quoting Malcolm Merlin?" And I really was. And I was trying to say the line like John would say the line. But, you know, John was sad that he couldn't make it. The work commitment for him was different than the work commitment for me. But I will say that he lives his life with such joy. And it's a lesson that everybody can learn. I mean, the reason that everybody loves him is because I feel like on some level they can sense how happy he is all the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I have to be the killjoy and give the 5-minute lightning round.
Lightning. Yeah, I can do it.
All right.
Well, quick question. I know you kind of addressed it. No goatee coming up, but I want to know what's it like to work with Brandon Routh? It's been really cool that he added on the show. What's it been like on the set?
Working with Brandon is great. Working with Brandon, to me, is a lot like working with Grant Gustin, because their character has a levity that, you know, allows Oliver to be funny, even if being funny means deadpanning, which I really enjoy. Brandon's a good guy.
Okay, my question was kind of taken, but I came up with another one. What are your feelings about, like, any of the sets you work on?
Any of the sets?
Yeah.
I think that our set deck is amazing. You can't believe the work that our crew does in terms of building sets. The sets, specifically this year for Nana Parbat, are incredible. You know, when I'm climbing a mountain in The Climb, that was a set that we built. You know, when I'm being dragged across the snow after my duel with Roz, you know, that's a set that was built. Our set deck is incredible. So I'm always in awe. Although we had to retire a set that we've used a lot recently, and it was sad. It's like we had a last day on a particular set. Yes?
Okay. So I was wondering, like, how do you guys, like, how you, like, flash back when you were on the island, and then you were, like, skinny, or?
Just goes to show you that the muscles are just all lighting.
Okay. And then, like, you flash back, and then back to, like, whatever.
Yeah, I guess every episode that we film, we have 2 or 3 days that are flashback sequences. Sometimes it's just a day. But we actually, it's really interesting. We have an episode coming up that is not my flashbacks. It's Floyd Lawton's flashbacks, which is really cool.
Yeah, and so how do you guys, like, do the flashbacks?
I mean, they plan them out. I mean, one of the cool things is that we know eventually where the flashbacks are going to go. So we write the flashback story at the beginning of the year, and then as we go through the episodes, we film the pieces.
Okay.
Cool, man. Thanks.
So you mentioned that your team would be fighting a metahuman, but you'd be on the sidelines later this season. If you could pick someone in the DC universe, villain or good guy, to go up against in the show where you're actually in the fight, who would you pick?
Batman.
Not Vibe?
What's that?
Not Vibe?
No. Batman.
Okay, one, can you sign my cast?
Yeah, for sure. After the panel with the selfie, yes, 100%.
And then second, I heard about this thing where you guys, when your mom was your cast mom was in the hospital, and you guys weren't doing it yet, but John was walking, and you were the only one that saw him, and he kind of, like, jumped and snapped.
Yeah,
What exactly
John pranked me. The first time that we did a scene together, he did like a dancer move. And we've told the story, and there's a great YouTube clip of the two of us telling the same story. The problem is that he did it while I was trying to keep a straight face in front of Paul Blackthorne, who's a method actor. And so when I laughed, Paul got legitimately mad. So that's John Barrowman. I take back all the nice things that I said about him earlier. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I have to settle a bet. How long does it take for you to get into your scar and tattoo makeup?
70 minutes. 7-0.
Thank you.
They have a massage chair that's there that I put my face in. They do the back. I flip over. I take my hat and I go like this. And I fall asleep. And they do the front. And then it takes about 20 minutes to take it off. Thanks. I should just dip in the Lazarus pit and get rid of all those scars.
A lot of people wonder if that's coming.
Yeah, there's Lazarus pits exist on our show for sure.
How's it going?
Tune in Wednesday. Yep.
First off, go Goats.
Go Goats.
Thank you.
Atta
Thank
boy.
you. Nobody else. That's sad. Thank you. How epic is it to just stand in the presence of Manu Bennett?
Manu Bennett, my goodness, what a guy. You know, he brought so much to the first 2 seasons of Arrow, and having him back, and, you know, true story, I sent a note to Mark Guggenheim, our executive producer, when I watched episode 14, The Return, when we had Slade Wilson back. And I said, Mark, bottom line, the Arrow universe is better with Deathstroke in it. And we need to get him out of that prison in some way, shape, or form. We need to do like a forced team up. We need to do something, but he needs to be involved. He's awesome.
And my last thing, how many, did you ever get to shoot any real arrows in the show?
Yeah, every arrow I shoot is real. It's not. There was a scene in, I do get to shoot them every once in a while. We're so good with CGI now that it's very rare that an arrow happens on set because it's so dangerous. But there's a scene where Shadow is teaching me to shoot in the latter part of season 1, and I was actually shooting. I was shooting for real.
Nice.
And we have a take, and I wish it was on the gag reel, where I definitely hit the bullseye, and, you know, the arrow is off screen, and hit the bullseye, and I go, yay! But my character wasn't supposed to hit the bullseye, so we couldn't use that take.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, 2-minute warning. Last 2 questions. We're going to have to, here we go.
All right. Captain, thank you for coming first.
Thanks, man.
And my question is, what can you tell us about your upcoming show, Dudes Being Dudes in Wine Country, and your movie you mentioned on Facebook?
What was the second part?
The movie you mentioned on Facebook.
Yeah, the movie I mentioned on Facebook, I can't talk about at all. It's good, though. It's not Marvel, it's
Worth
not
a shot.
DC. It's, but I feel like it would go over well with this crowd.
That's the one you're circling.
I'm circling. I'm circling. Dudes Being Dudes in Wine Country is coming out in late March. It's going to be on Google Play and YouTube, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to go, and I have a mustache in it, and I drink a bunch of wine, and it's excellent. It's all in the preview. It's just a couple of dudes being dudes, but in wine country.
Thank you.
Hey, man, you look sharp, by the way.
Thank you. I was just wondering, like, if
Just ignore yourself on the big screen.
I was just wondering, like, in Arrow, if you're gonna get that like classic Green Arrow humor, because right now you're kind of just like serious a lot and like.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? I'm not the Green Arrow.
Oh, okay.
I'm just the Arrow. So far. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your favorite part about being Oliver Queen or the Green Arrow, and will you take your shirt off?
It always happens at the end. It's always happens at... Tell you what, if you want an Amell cousin to take their shirt off, the other Amell cousin is right there, ready for you. Don't do it. Last thing first, no. And my favorite part is putting on the costume. It never gets cooler than putting on a superhero costume or a villain costume, which I may or may not get to do this year.
Oh.
That's cool.
Anything else?
That's nicely ambiguous, and I think we can leave it there. Okay.
One more from the Black
one more?
Canary, please.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
First, I wanted to say we did see you on Late Night with Seth Meyers. And
Yeah.
Don't worry, my cousin was born looking like Marlon Brando, so you have a beautiful family. Don't worry
Thank
about
you.
that picture that you showed of your daughter. She's very beautiful. But our question actually relates to the Batman crossover kind of genre that you've got going on now.
Yeah.
You've mentioned on the show, or they've mentioned on the show, that race has never actually been beat in battle or anything like that before. Considering that Batman was and is mythologically the first mortal to beat race, are you actually going to be planning on, do you see that as a good idea for your character to be the first mortal to beat him, even though most DC fans see Batman as the only mortal with that ability?
I mean, that I don't really get into in terms of, I don't know a great deal about the Batman canon that extends beyond the films, which I'm a huge fan of. Specifically Batman and Robin. I'm kidding.
It's better than forever.
But this is a good place to end off. Is that, you know, Roz offers the position to me at the end of our last episode, and I think that, you know, a large portion of the fan base would think that it would be a straight no thank you. It's not necessarily. He's a good pitch man.
Do you find it odd that that's also part of Batman's mythos, as he was the first person that Ra's asked to replace him?
No, I mean, Ra's al Ghul is our quote-unquote big bad this year. And, you know, if you're not borrowing from things that work, then, I mean, why even do it in the first place? So I understand that there's a bit of a crossover into the Batman mythos, but I think that our show has earned the right to do what we think is going to be the most interesting story.
Okay, I completely agree. Thank
Cool,
you.
man.
And she loves you, by the way.
I can't not. Okay, all right.
What
Last
is it
one.
like working with the cast of Arrow?
Working with the cast of Arrow was great. Katie Cassidy is focused. Willa Holland is eccentric and fantastic. Colton Haynes is adorable. Paul Blackthorne yesterday just said to Colton, he goes, just try to be ugly for like a second. And Colton made an ugly face and actually strained his neck. He had to work so hard to do it. It's a true story. David Ramsey gives good hugs, and John Barrowman is John Barrowman, and Paul Blackthorne's my buddy, and you know I'm gonna leave. Of course, Emily is Emily, and we love Emily, and yeah, it's so wonderful. I'm so blessed to work with such a great group of people,
Thank you.
and so blessed to be in Kansas City.
And we do appreciate you coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Amell.